And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you a multiple year recipient and a recent medical school graduate who has just begun his residency. So please join me in welcoming Ilya Zolotnik. Ilya?
Hello, everyone. Wow, it's bright. I'm so happy to be here and to have a chance to thank the JVS scholarship donors for all you've done for me. My name is Ilya Zolotnik. I was born in and grew up in Minsk, Belarus. And growing up as a Jew in Belarus was not easy. There was a lot of hatred toward me and my family and other Jewish kids. And I carried the pain and hurt from those experiences with me to this day. It's hard to explain what it feels like not to be able to openly and proudly be who you are, a Jew. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, I finally had an opportunity to start learning about my culture, about Judaism, and what it meant to be Jewish. This was possible because Sakhnut, a Jewish organization, along with the Israeli embassy in Minsk, opened a school for Jewish kids. To be given the gift of a school where Jewish kids were finally free from anti-Semitism, from bullying, and from the physical violence that many of us experienced at our previous public schools was priceless. Some of the happiest years of my life were spent there, and I will never be able to fully express my gratitude to the people who made it possible. When I was almost 15 years old, thanks to the support from the international Jewish community, we finally had a chance to leave Russia and resettle in Los Angeles. 15 is not a good age to change schools, much less continents. But I was happy to be in LA. This new life also brought new responsibilities, as I was expected to excel in my studies, care for my grandfather, and within just 2 years contribute financially to my family. At 16, I began working, first to help pay our family bills, and later to fund my undergraduate studies. Although my mother and my grandpa were always very supportive of my education, my stepfather considered it a complete waste of money. Fortunately, I could afford to enroll at California State University, Northridge, while still helping my family. It's a great school, and I'm very proud to be an alum. After graduating from CSUN, I wanted to continue in my grandfather's footsteps and become a doctor. He was a beloved doctor in Russia, and as a child, I spent hours with him at his office, and I saw the kindness, compassion, and caring he showed to each of his patients. My grandfather was a true father figure in my life, and the inspiration for my own pursuit of medicine. Without him, I don't think I would be who I am today. I wanted to stay close to my family, so I applied only to California med schools, and to my surprise, I did not get in. I was left with 3 choices: to give up, to reapply the following year, or to add more education and medical experience to my resume and reapply again later. As discouraging as it was to graduate at the top of my class and not to get into a medical school, giving up on my dream was not a real option for me. One of my core beliefs is that people can achieve anything if they truly try, and thus I had to try harder. So I went back to CSUN to pursue master's in biology and participated in some extensive research projects. I graduated 3 years later and reapplied to medical schools. Second time around, I was accepted, and I chose to attend Wayne State University School of Medicine in Detroit, Michigan. I loved every minute of my 4 years there. I was active in Hillel and the Jewish Student Medical Association. I also made some wonderful friends in the Jewish community, and including several rabbis who invited me to their houses and synagogues for Shabbat and holidays. This past April, I also spent 1 month training at Technion in Haifa. It was great working and learning in Israel, and it felt like home, and I truly didn't want to go back. So I graduated from med school in May. My mom and grandpa were there to see me fulfill my lifelong dream, and I just have begun my residency training in neurology at Loma Linda University Medical Center. So for all you undergrads, if an immigrant kid like myself who didn't speak English when he came here can achieve his dreams, then all of you can as well, as long as you truly dedicate yourself to your goals and don't give up. But my hard work was only one factor in my success. The JVS scholarship donors played a big part. I was a JVS scholarship recipient for all 4 years of my med school education, and it was tremendously helpful as it allowed me to pay for things vital for my education that I otherwise would struggle to pay for. So I want to thank all the generous donors and the hard-working JVS Scholarship Committee and staff from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. This wonderful organization and others like the Jewish Free Loan, the Jewish School in Minsk, and Birthright have had such a big impact on my life. My greatest goal now is to give back to the JVS Scholarship Program, to help others in the way you helped me, to pay it forward, to play my part in making sure that you can continue your important, life-changing work. I'm starting tonight by making a donation from my very first paycheck, and I plan to and I plan to give in for many years to come. I want to conclude by sharing something very personal. I can't put into words how much my mom and grandpa have meant to me. Their example taught me so much: morals and values, a strong work ethic, a love of Judaism, that it's most important to be a mensch, a good person, and that I should always try to give tzedakah and help others. I'm so happy my mom is here to share this moment. My grandfather was so excited when I told him that I was given this honor to speak to you. He was planning to be here, beaming with pride and joy in the front row. Unfortunately, he had a heart attack and died suddenly just a few weeks ago on July 4th. He was 79 years old. Many people have told us that he lived to fulfill the most important dream of his life, to see me become a doctor. My mom and I miss him terribly. I wasn't sure if I would be able to go through with this speech tonight, but then I was looking on his desk, and there on his calendar, in big letters, he had marked this day. So I dedicate this speech to him, Dr. Leonid Zolotnik. I know that he is right here in the room with me tonight. One of the things that I treasure most is his stethoscope that I carry with me. I will honor his memory by being the very best doctor I can be. I love you, Grandpa. Once again, thank you to the donors for all your help and hard work, and thank you for letting me share my story. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilya. Some people may ask why those of us on the board and on the scholarship committee do what we do. Ilya did the most fantastic job of explaining what we do, why we do it, and why it's worth it. So we're honored to have you as our alumni and honored to have you as a member of the family. Thank you.
Hi, I'm going to veer off script for just a minute because as a teacher, we always veer off scripts. So Ilya, would you come back up here? It's my job tonight to talk about the tradition in our community of the tzedakah box, and I can't think of a better thing to happen to it than this first donation to it tonight. Thank you. 3 years ago, this tradition was launched at the suggestion of one of our longtime donors, Gloria Barron, who you've also heard about tonight. She wanted to offer our students, and our alumni in particular, the opportunity to contribute, no matter the size of the gift, in the true spirit of giving, to pay it forward. Each of you received a pledge card tonight in the program. If we are able to once again fill up this box with checks, cash, change, any and all sizes of anything, we'll be able to continue to fund the JVS Tzedakah Community Scholarship for students just like the ones that you saw tonight. I'm delighted to tell you that there is a matching gift that has been offered in loving memory of Ben and Sarah Barron. All of the Tzedakah box donations tonight will be matched dollar for dollar up to $20,000, resulting in whatever ends up in here will be doubled. So whether you're a scholarship recipient, a family member of a recipient, an alumnus, a donor, a guest, or if you're even working at the temple tonight in the dessert room, all of us in this room tonight can work together to make a difference. This box and additional pledge cards, and if your stack of money's too thick, we can even open it because it wouldn't fit in here. It'll all be in the dessert reception room next door. Please help us fill it up.